now your master of ceremonies, Ribbit the Frog.
Hi, everybody! Welcome to the Swamp Stop. I'm Ribbit. We got a great show lined up for tonight, so hang on. Get a Ribbit sound! Kilted Creature. Thank you. And now, here they are, the Crystal Swamp Crew, Kilted Creature, the Keeper, Captain T. Lucas. Let's rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. Swamp Stomp, yeah! Ribbit.
All right, welcome back to the Swamp Stomp. I'm Captain D. Lucas, and there's the Keeper.
Hey guys.
Hey, Keeper, we want to welcome our next guest, Scott Fensterer from Sculptor Studios, Master Sculptor. Let's welcome Scott. Here we go. Right. Welcome to the show, Scott.
Thank you. Good seeing you again, man.
Yeah. What's happening, man? What you been up to?
Oh, all sorts of crazy stuff with this COVID shutdown, and
I know it. It's crazy.
we're still
Listen,
working.
hey Scott.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something because I want to you know, I understand that you and Kilted Creature have been working on a special project because he's been having some kind of complexion problem. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Problems with his skin. Yeah. Well, your miracle cream. Your miracle. Okay, so anyway, the miracle that you created, it arrived yesterday, and so are you ready to unveil your work?
Are you kidding me? I can't wait to see it.
Really? Well, I hope everybody is going to be as excited as you and all of us are. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Introducing the Kilted Creature and his new facelift.
Drum roll.
Wow!
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Turn around, it's me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. You did an awesome job on that.
God,
Yeah.
unbelievable. He can see through his eyes, and there's no film.
Yeah.
He was able to dial.
Well done, Scott.
Yeah, he was able to dial up for this meeting and everything all by himself. He wrote it all down on paper, what the code was to get in and everything. But he was able to do it all by himself. Not been able to do that before.
Oh, wow.
That's
so I
great.
think you did fabulous.
So it's comfy and everything?
Wow.
Plenty of room?
Creature?
You can't
I think
even see a
he-
seam in this thing.
Yeah, I
Not
think
even a
he
seam.
likes it. He likes it a lot. The paint job is amazing.
He likes it a
by the
lot.
way, too.
Yeah, that's a custom paint job, because normally I do them like the one that we saw at most recently, the Marine Land. Because you remember the problems we
Right.
had with Gillibration, just with the
yeah.
time crunch. So yeah, that's what this one was here. This one was basically the one that we did for Marine Land.
There he is.
So
Right.
our buddy Kilted Creature has a little bit different paint scheme, and because of all of the problems with supply issues, we couldn't even find the paint that we needed that was exactly the Tamiya kind. So we wound up having to mix our own based on that swatch that was sent. So I'm glad it matched up. Everything looked good. That's awesome.
It does look good. The gills, the way you painted the gills back there, that is spot on.
Really great
Very
is
cool.
the back side of the gills. You know, he always wanted to have the gills look like they were flaring, you know. And when you look at this behind, it looks like they're flaring, and we didn't ever have that option before, really, you know. And you did a great job. I mean, you can't even see a seam on this thing. Not a seam. And you know how the other one was, Scott, all the way across the top, there was the seam that wasn't right, you know. And then we had the problem in the neck where it kept cracking and breaking. The quality and the heaviness, you know, it's not real heavy, but it's perfect. It's perfect because it's a
that's
perfect
right
weight
on.
for him, you know.
Yeah.
And it's the, you know, the other one was, it got really flimsy, you know. And so when everything started caving in on the side because of the bagpiping, I don't think he's going to ever have that problem. I really don't.
I
And
hope
I think he
not.
looks great. And,
I mean, with those.
well, we know who to send it to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think he's ready to shed his skin. I mean,
Well, latex is always, because it's an organic. I mean, it's hard to work with
Right.
latex over time because UV and sweat and all of that can break it down. But I like to do mine really thick, which most of the time they're pretty flimsy. But like that's basically 3 dwells. I do 3 dwells with the roto casting, and that mold is like 20 pounds. But it's worth it to do those rotos that way, because you've got an even coat and it's going to be thick enough to where it's not going to start eating on itself. Plus, that is painted with something called Pax paint. Dick Smith developed this way back in the 70s. But that Pax paint, it's a mix of Prosade, it's a prosthetic adhesive, but it's an acrylic medium. And then that's mixed with a heavy base acrylic. So it blocks a lot of that UV. So the only problem that you're going to maybe have over time is sweating. But if you wipe it out and everything, it should be fine for years.
now, will that contract and expand based on the weather conditions, or will it pretty much stay the same?
It should stay the same, because once the latex is cured, it takes about 72 hours for it to cure and shrink and do its thing. After that, the only thing that can affect it is chemicals. Like when we're doing the seam work, you mentioned the seams being really clean. I actually use a product called Bestine. It's basically an additive to gasoline, but it breaks down the latex and allows you to buff that seam out. So it comes out looking really good, but then you have to wipe it all down and make sure that that chemical reaction doesn't continue. So we've done that, and then based it with the Pax paint, sealed it with a flexible sealer so it shouldn't crack when it moves. And you did get the touch-up paints as well, right? I had 2 different colors in there for the touch-up, so you should be set for a while.
Here you go.
No, that's great. Well, you know, I want to ask you a couple of questions. Like, you know, when you start creating some of your pieces, can you tell the audience, you know, what goes on when you start to create? I mean, do you start with the paper and pen and just create whatever it is that you're thinking about?
Every project is so different, and I kind of love the ones where we get to do our own thing for a while, and usually that's spec projects. You know, we just get to do them and hopefully enjoy the process of them a little bit more, because most of the time when we work with a client, they're going to send us all of the design stuff, and we're basically just the trained monkey with the hammer, do what they say. But when we're doing our own projects like the Creature, that was a labor of love. You guys were there from the beginning on that.
Okay, guys, this is fresh from the hot box, so it's still warm, so we're going to get it while it's good.
When we were making the suit for Gillibration, and, you know, reference. We wanted this one to be perfect. So the top Creature fans that I knew in my little group, I went to. You, and there was a number of different, Gene Crowell was one that we talked to a lot. Mac came in towards the end there and helped out a lot. So we just got feedback. If something didn't look right to the fans, that was when we changed it.
Hey! Oh dear.
Yeah, it's never a pretty thing.
But most of the projects that we do in-house, we're kind of the final word, and you know, like if it's something that we're designing originally, I'm kind of my worst critic, so I do want to overdo the planning. You know, make sure that all of the
perfectionist.
Oh yeah, but because we're judged by the work we put out. So if it's not a great piece, people are going to see that. And one of my interns, I won't mention names, but a couple of years ago, I actually had to let one of the interns go because he said, well, you know, done is better than great sometimes. And I'm like, oh, not in my studio. No offense, but not in my studio.
Yeah. Always striving for perfection.
Okay. Here's another question. What influenced you to become a sculptor?
Yes.
Oh boy, you know, there were a lot of subtle influences, but I think the one that it always comes back to was 1931's Frankenstein.
Yes.
I saw that. My brother
Boris
had
Karloff.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
That was the very first monster movie I ever saw, and my brother showed it to me on his 8mm projector. So I saw it on the old Castle films.
Yeah, that makes it better.
Yep. So I got to see it, and then I was like, my 4-year-old or 5-year-old mind couldn't process that was a real man in makeup. So it wasn't for a little while that I realized, okay, my mom and my dad, they would get me books and stuff and say, you know, this was just makeup. Then I learned about Jack Pierce and his artistry. I can't even say that he was just a special effects artist. He was an artist in life. This guy, the pains that he went through were just amazing in developing Frankenstein. And I don't think we've ever... that generation, Lon Chaney and Boris Karloff and all of the actors back in the day that did their own makeups, that was just amazing. Nowadays, everything has kind of been streamlined down to foam prosthetics and stuff. But back then, there was something special about that. But that's where I trace my inspiration back to, probably at its earliest.
Yeah, the old school.
Yep.
Okay, let me ask you this. What is your favorite piece that you've ever done?
Oh boy, that's like saying, who's your favorite
kid? Yeah, right.
You
got to say the Creature. It's got to be the Creature.
Yeah, I mean, that one, because it was such a labor of love. You know, when I saw the first person that wore the suit, the entire suit, was my father-in-law, who's 6'5". He's the same basic height and build of Ben Chapman from his earlier days. So seeing him in that was amazing. Ted Buffum, he was a trooper that day, because you remember it was hot. September 15th was, or April.
It was very hot.
So, yeah, when we saw him in that the first time, that was pretty amazing. And then, of course, he's also been, a lot of people don't know this, but he modeled the makeup I did based on Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein. which was also cool. Seeing
Oh,
him
wow.
walk around
I
like
didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah. I've got it on the
He's a cool guy. I like him.
yeah, very
Oh,
down to
sure.
earth. And he puts up with a lot. You know how it is. You're sweating, just buckets in there, and it's hot, but he does it and smiles and has fun. So yeah, I love him. He's a great father. I'm sorry?
Calibration was quite hot for sure. But
Oh,
you know what? He was a trooper through it all.
He was. That went off.
He really
without a
was.
hitch. I think it went well.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Yeah.
I'm ready to do that again.
What are these guys up to now? Brother, oh goodness.
I want to ask you about season 9 and Face Off. What was your experience, and what was the hardest piece you had to make or work on? Was it arms, legs, or jointed pieces?
For Face Off, gosh, you know, the actual work was such a blur at the time because we were just having to move. We only had between like 18 and 21 hours from beginning to judging on each of those makeups.
That's not a lot.
No. I mean, you're moving pretty quick when you're doing that. So, but the one that really stands out, I enjoyed the Frankenstein one. There was one that we had to do on a literary challenge. So it was basically we had to pick a title. So I picked the Monster of La Mancha and changed the characters around to where Sancho Panza was the Frankenstein character. Mm-hmm. And I actually wound up winning that challenge. Wow. That one really has a special place in my heart because, again, it was that love of Frankenstein that got me into this. Yeah. But I think for the accomplishment and what we had to do at the time, probably my favorite, there was a gauntlet challenge that we had. And there was one that we had to do a hero character and then 2 backup characters. So we were supposed to spend extra time on the hero, make sure that he looked great in close up. And then the 2 extras would be a lesser makeup. So got all it bit together, designed the characters out. I got, you know, goblins. They had to look goblin. And I just kept going with the quality. So every one of those actors, 3 of them done in a very short time. They all had teeth. They all had fingernails. They all had almost hero quality, you know, attention. And even V. Neal said, I can't believe he did fingernails on all of them. Wow. You know, I didn't find it winning that one, but that was one that I was very proud of because we got so much done in such a little amount of time. All of us, all of the contestants. But that one just because, I was able to get all 3 to look kind of like heroes. That was kind of fun.
That is so cool.
Well, you know, we met Glenn Hetrick, and when we were at Spooky Empire, he was there. And so of all the people, other than a few, my favorite to go find and to see was Glenn, you know, because I watched Face Off.
Yeah, always, I did too. Me too.
So
I love that show.
We went into the star room, you know, and we walked right up to him, and he was really thrilled about meeting him, you know, and he was saying that the concept, he loved the concept of what RJ was doing, bagpiping and you know, playing his part. And so anyway, but Glenn was fabulous. I mean, you know, I got my hugs and you know, usually stars will say, okay, well, it's, you know, $15-20 for the picture and $20 for my signature, so you're looking at a few bucks. Well, with Glenn, he goes, oh no, this is for you. And so he signed the picture that I posted, and I actually had a great time chatting with him. he's
You
just,
ended
he
up
was
char-
just a lot, very down to earth,
Yeah.
very down to earth. You know,
That's
he's
cool.
like you were saying to me earlier today on our chat thing that, you know, he's different on TV than what he is in person, and he's just really a great guy. Really, I enjoyed him very
He
much.
seems cool.
Right. Many people don't know.
I'd
how
love to
cool
meet.
he
I
is.
would have loved to have met Vi.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have met Vi.
Yeah, V.
She's a cool character in and of herself, just because of the history of films that she worked on. I'll tell you who really impressed me as far as his knowledge. He just kind of oozed intelligence. Was Neville Page.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Neville.
I like him
Yeah.
too.
Now Neville is a designer, but the stuff that he's done, it's incredible. It's incredible. So, you know, when I would get compliments from him on the design, there was one little thing, it was like a very short comment he made on the Star Trek Sci-Fi Challenge one that I did, where it was the female that looked kind of like a Gilman.
Right.
You can
Yes.
see my influence there.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But he made a comment about the perfect symmetry of the breastplate. And I'm like, that was what, it just hit me hard, because it's like, coming from him, a man that looks at design, that was cool.
That's
that
a
he would
compliment.
notice that.
Oh yeah.
But
That's a-
yeah, I definitely,
I think it's great.
That is great.
Yes.
yeah.
What are these guys up to now? That's oh brother, oh goodness.
Last year, I come to this place with a party of scientists, brave and highly technical people. In the end, 5 persons dead. The Gillman, still there. This Gillman, this thing that I've seen with my eyes, it does not belong in our world. It should have died out long before man was born. But still, it exists. Why? I tell you what I believe. This beast exists because it is stronger than this thing you call evolution. In it is some force of life, a demon, dragging it through millions of centuries. It does not surrender so easily to weaklings like you and me. This is the thing that you hunt for. Think on it.
Live Silver Spring! Woohoo!
way down and go get some swamp sauce. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go over here. Have to pick up swamp sauce. And then we're gonna have to pull Spider-Man and climb down. All the way down. On top of the world, Ma. Well, they did always tell me I was out of this world. I always wanted to see San Fran. What a better way to see it. Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. Captain D here for Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. No?
I definitely had more time
I
to
think
talk.
it's about that. I think it's about that
It's
time.
time for the Wheel of Fun.
Are you ready,
Wheel
Scott?
of Fun.
I'm ready. I'm. You're the captain.
Here we go. Spin number one. All right. Ooh, go back 2 spots. What is your all-time favorite movie?
Oh boy. I may upset some people. It's not a horror movie. It's not
That's
a horror
okay.
movie.
That's okay.
But it's got Charlton Heston in it, so that makes up for it.
Planet of the
I think-
Apes.
No.
Yeah.
Agony and the Ecstasy. Have you ever seen that one?
I don't think
I
I have.
haven't.
Okay. Here's your homework. If you like classic movies and you want to get an idea of what it's like to be an artist, this movie nailed it for me. Agony and the Ecstasy. And it's about Michelangelo, the creation of the Sistine Chapel. So I would say that that's probably my all-time favorite because it really spoke to me. There's a line in there when he's talking about, he's having problems with the Pope and
Yeah.
he's just, he's hired, but this project took him 4 years. And I did the math. He was paid like something like 3,000, whatever it was called, the money of the time. Yeah, he made basically 22 grand for 4 years worth of work by today's money standards.
Ooh.
And yeah, so there was a lot of stuff that,
Wow.
yeah. But they were talking about how
I'll
you have to
check
find.
that out.
Yeah, it was really, really good. There are a lot of, I could go on and on and on about it. Plus it's classic old, 60s. So
Yeah,
it's
Charlton
really
Heston.
vibrant and just perfect. I
Well, if
love
he's
it.
in it, it's got to be good.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
And Rex Harrison is in it too, if you remember Rex Harrison.
Oh, yeah, from
I
Dr.
remember
Doolittle.
him. Yeah.
Yep.
Dr.
Yep.
Doolittle.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I
He
would have
plays
never
the
guessed that was your
That's
favorite
correct.
movie.
Yeah,
I
just
would have
speaks
thought
to me.
maybe an old classic Frankenstein or,
Yeah,
old-
they've got to be up there. They're in the
Yeah.
top ones, but
Okay.
that one just spoke to me on so many different levels. Plus, I love those movies, whether they're current or older ones, that kind of focus around either a period or history. And this
Right.
one did a really good job of capturing, this creation of the Sistine Chapel and all of the other
Right.
stuff that was going on at the time and the wars in the area.
Historical accuracy.
Right.
film.
Pretty close, yeah. I mean, they always take liberties, but that was pretty good.
Oh,
pretty well.
yeah. Okay. All right. We learned
Wow.
something new today. So
Spin
let's
number
go for it.
2.
Spin number 2. Here we go. Buckle up.
This is fun. I like this.
Fasten your
Okay.
seat belts.
Ooh. Oh. Who would you want to play you in your own biography?
Oh my gosh. You're asking the reality person that. I want me to play him.
Okay. Hey, you can go with that.
Yeah, I don't know. No other actor would want the job.
Uh-oh, we're starting to run out of time here.
DC says he'll do it.
I would take that.
Say Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, kind of got that going on, a little Kevin Costner-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know about
I
it.
think
He's
so,
much more.
too.
He's much more swab and deboner than I am.
All right, here we go. Number 3.
Uh-oh. That's a goocher.
You need to buckle up.
Oh, here we go. Okay, you can only pick one superpower. What would it be?
Flight.
Any superpower.
I would love flight. I would love to be able to just see this world from a different perspective.
That'd be cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what kind of antics are these guys up to now?
What's your next project, or what do you want to make?
Well, I gotta say the personal project, because we work on projects that we do for clients and stuff like that, and they're all kind of fun and exciting and everything. But the one that I want to do for like my personal project, my labor of love for this year, I've been saying it for years. I want to do a Pinocchio, like a Disney Pinocchio, because when I was a kid, my mom always used to call me Geppetto. I was always fixing toys and everything.
Oh, wow.
Plus, I love the story. I mean, it's a great classic story, Pinocchio.
I love the old Disney film Pinocchio.
Oh yeah, it was such a classic. And I mean, God, that's how I learned about honesty and everything. My parents always told me, but that kind of made it real.
Yeah.
You know, that you had the conscience on your shoulder and that sort of thing. So
Exactly.
it always hit me pretty
Right.
strong. And then E.T.
Very cool.
Captain, do you have another spin?
One more spin. All right. Hey, we're going to go for an extra bonus spin here on the Swamp Stomp. Here we go. Let's make it a good one. Oh, yeah. This is going to be good.
Oh, boy.
I like this. Sing the chorus of your favorite hair band song. All right.
Oh boy, I don't even know. I'm drawing a complete blank. I mean, I'm thinking rock and roll all night, but I don't know. Detroit Rock City was cool. Boy, I'd have to think about that one. I don't know.
All right. All right. We can't let you off the hook. You got to sing a verse.
I gotta sing a verse. Okay. Let's see. Is it gonna be that one then? I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day.
All right, we go to that. You're off the hook.
Okay. I've never been asked that before. That's a cool question.
Well, we're always open to suggestions for the Wheel of Fun. You can submit a
fun.
question, whatever you want to on the
for
wheel.
sure.
It puts me on the spot though with that one because I've got a few that I like, but
Yeah.
always got to fall back on Kiss.
It's the first one you think of. That's what you got to go with.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
got to be spontaneous.
Exactly. Man, well, it's been
So
great
Scott,
having you.
we're getting things organized. We're getting things organized for Corazon this year. As far as we know, everything is still a thumbs up and go.
Oh, thank
Anyway, it's going to be on October 17th.
Yep.
Pardon me?
Yeah, we will all be there.
So October 17th. And the whole gang's going to be back. But I think we're going to do quite well. You know, we still plan to go to Ripley's. It's not going to be like it was the year before because, you know, things have changed with their scheduling and whatnot. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a pop visit and we're going to be there for pictures and do what we do because they're hurting too. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are, you know, we're going to go and do what we've got to do because all the businesses are they've been harmed and we want to help them. And we always bring people along, you know, and so of course the Ghostbusters and all of your friends, they're going to be with you, Scott, and hopefully Amber's, you know, going to be there with you at, you know, the night before, you know, and we'll go. But they're not doing the ghost train, so it's like at 5 in the afternoon, and we wander around and do what we did last year. Anyway, but we're getting it all worked out, and I think we're going to have a great time.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we need to wrap.
How are we doing on time, Captain?
Bring up a word from our sponsor. We got about a minute left. We want to thank you, Scott, for being on the Swamp Stomp. It's been a real pleasure. And you're welcome back anytime, sir.
I got to say something.
Yes.
Hey, I want to say this. Thank you for the facelift for Casey. He will be your walking billboard and advertise your wonderful piece of art. We love you, and thank you, Scott, for helping him.
Thanks for being on,
thank you,
Scott.
guys. Absolutely.
Appreciate it, man.
We will see you all soon. Mini Rico and I.
Take care.
We'll see you later.
See you in October.
Absolutely.
He's wanting a fist bump, guys. Fist bump.
Fist bumps. Here we go. Boom.
All
right. Here we go.
Thanks,
Take care.
See you guys next time.
Absolutely.
Now, everybody, here's a list of all our upcoming shows. We hope y'all can come and see 1 or 7 of them. Yeah, Bagpipe Swamp Metal.